Hello, and how are you? It is another day, it is another week. So, our topic today is actually a childhood problem. Our topic today is cerebral palsy. Now, some few weeks ago, we talked about autism. Cerebral palsy is like the big sister of autism. But with cerebral palsy, the brain is actually damaged. If you had to do an MRI of the brain, there is part of the brain that is not working. So palsy means paralysis, and cerebral is part of the cerebrum. So some of the disorders you see with this, and cerebral palsy can also vary, like the symptoms can vary from person to person. Some people have severe cerebral palsy, others have mild. It's a group of disorders that affect movement and muscle tone and posture. Some of the symptoms you see with cerebral palsy, function is greatly affected. Some people cannot walk. Some people cannot feed themselves. Others can feed themselves. So you see a wide range of symptoms. Some people have brightness. Some people have deafness. Some people have epilepsy. Muscle tone, involuntary muscle movement, tremors, lack of balance, exaggerated movements, like the reflexes, spastic. Sometimes you might see floppy muscle tone. Sometimes you might see spastic muscle tone. Sometimes you might see rigidity of muscle tone. So there is all kinds of disorders that you see with this problem. So like I said, some people have difficult walking, others have difficulty swallowing their food, chewing their food. Other people have excessive drooling. Other people have so many difficulties. And of course, some people may have seizures, but not everybody has them. So with this disorder, and also you might also see mental health conditions with this problem, especially as the child grows and they find out that they can't do the same things that other children can do. Sometimes you might see depression, anxiety, and all that. Now, treatment for this disorder, it's a very, very expensive disorder. Most of the times when a child is born with cerebral palsy, they may have to have a whole bunch of testing, MRI, cranial ultrasound, EEG, video EEG, especially if they're having seizures, lab work, additional testing, like checking their vision, their hearing, speech. They may check even IQ testing, all that. So you might see if somebody has this condition, they have to have a treatment team. A neurologist, a regular pediatrician, a dietitian, a speech therapist, a physical therapist, occupational therapy. Is a very, very expensive disease. And on top of that, they may have to be managed with medication. So I was looking at the root causes of this disease, and there are many. Risk factors for this disease, there are many. So sometimes the scientists will say that the root causes could be genetic, maternal infection, fetal strokes, like a baby or a fetus having a stroke before they are born, bleeding into the brain while they are still in their mother's womb, infant infections, like after they are born. It could be an inflammation, it could be an infection, it could be head trauma, or during labor and delivery, it could be a difficult delivery, and the child endures trauma. So there are so many things. Other children have suffered like lack of oxygen because of the difficult, in labor and delivery. complications. So a number of things. Even Zika virus was one of the things that they talked about. But when I look at all the problems that they are talking about, I see a problem. And even though the causes are many, they might all be connected. And that is the part that I cannot share just with anybody on the air. I have to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. And so if somebody might be interested in finding more about cerebral palsy and how they could help their child, I truly do believe that if you got to the root cause of this problem, the brain can heal. That is my stand. That has always been my stand, that the body has ability to heal itself. And even though you may have a treatment team that's maybe taking care of your child or taking care of a loved one, and things are not looking very positive or you're not getting encouragement, I do believe the brain can heal. The brain is very neuroplastic, and it can heal if somebody got to the root cause of this problem. And I think even though the causes are many, the way it happened for your child could have been caused by maybe difficult labor and delivery. It could have happened maybe because of an infection after birth or before the child was born. It's all pointing to the same thing. The causes are many. The root causes are many, but they might be connected. And if you can deal with the root cause, this disease can be healed. So these are some of the things we'll be talking about when I open my school, Total Health Academy, a balance between spirit, mind, and body. Some of the diseases that we deal with, and especially when you hear there is a genetic, an inherited or a genetic cause, our genetic health is related to our spiritual health. And I'm not going to explain more about that. If anybody is interested, I can discuss that with you some more, because this disease, if you deal with the root cause, somebody can heal. That brain paralysis can be healed because the body has ability to heal itself. And you know, like I said, the brain is very neuroplastic. The brain will develop new neural pathways, and the brain, as long as we are alive, the brain will always keep producing new cells. It keeps making new cells. So I know when we went to school way back when, we were taught that you are born with a number of brain cells, and that you never get any more. That's the kind of teaching we were taught. And that when a brain cell is damaged, it's completely wiped out. You never get new ones. That's the science we were taught. Well, now we know that things have changed. Now they say that the brain can actually make new cells, and it keeps on making new cells until you die. And from just the way I see things and the way I look at things, I know this cerebral palsy can be cured if you dealt with the root cause. And the root cause is, I'm not gonna, let me not discuss that. Come to my school and I'll share that with you in more details, in a way that I can have time to explain it to you, because I know people believe differently, and the way I believe and the way I see things is not the same way that somebody sees things. But if you have an open mind and you're willing to listen, and then, you know, you can take the information and you can use it. Because whatever you believe, you have power over what you believe, but what you believe holds power over you. Okay? God bless you, and hopefully I will be able to see you at some point, at some time. Hopefully you will come to my school in September, and we can talk about these things in more detail. Thank you, and God bless.